Good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Pelican Bay Kennels giving you that dog news the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Thank you to the ones who subscribe. Thank you to the ones that up in the building. Hit them like buttons before you get up out of here. Don't forget to get them comments up. Get them comments up. See how long we gonna do it this morning. Getting that dog news. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. It's the 50th year anniversary, and I'm gonna get into that in a few minutes and tell you what I'm talking about the 50th year anniversary. You know, all right. First thing, hope everybody having a good morning. Have a good day. Don't let the supervisors get on your nerves. You know, stay focused on the prize. Stay focused on the prize. But 1972, 50 years ago, we had. We're gonna talk about a little bit about history because I want to know why folks get rid of their curs. Why don't we breed our curs? Why do we are we forced to get rid of them? Is it pride? Too much pride? Your friends looking at you around wherever you at. You feel like you gotta do it, you know? Cause I lost a great dog in the past, feeling like I had to get rid of him because of people around looking at, but really I didn't want to get rid of them. So is it pride sometimes? Why do we get rid of the curs? And I got a point for what I'm saying. Got a point for what I'm saying. 1972, it's all sides to a story, but in 1972 was the year that Bully Son curved out. Bully Son curved out 1972. Okay. Now my thing is, Bully Son was a great producer. Bully Son went down in history, as a great producer, as a great dog. So if that cur would have been put down right then in that box in 1972, then what would a lot of bloodlines be today? Would we have them bloodlines? Would you even have a Jeep dog? Would you even have this kind of dog, that kind of dog? If that dog would have got put down when he was supposed to get put down, like folks say, put down the curs. Now, if you have feelings for a dog and you start getting feelings, and you have different people around when you do certain situations, some people want to take the dog in. And from this situation, that seems like what happened. And when the person took the dog in, it ended up changing history. So imagine how many dogs that got put down that would have changed the pit bull history because of one mistake they made. And some people say it was bad handling on the Bully Son handler part. Say he wasn't making handles like he was supposed to make. But my thing is, they didn't put the cur down, and the cur changed history. Changed history. But we quick to put the curs down. But that's not the 50th year anniversary, although that happened a little, tad bit over 50 years ago. 50-year anniversary, 1973, I want to say. 1973. Carolina pig picking was raided. Carolina pig picking was raided. Okay. After the cookout, they was having some matches or whatever, and it was raided. So in this raid, Rascal and Honey Bunch was confiscated. Rascal and Honey Bunch confiscated in this raid. But, due to somebody had some connects or something back then, Honey Bunch and Rascal was both returned back home. So imagine if Honey Bunch and Rascal would have stayed in the dog pound, stayed wherever they were, when they got confiscated. Whole era of dogs wouldn't have been here right now. Everything that's coming down off Honey Bunch wouldn't have been here right now if she wouldn't have got, brought back home from the dog pound. So a lot of things change history. A lot of things be changing history. And Honey Bunch was a great dog. Some say she was beatable. But if you came, if you talking about beating her, you had to come to, meaning business. You couldn't come playing around. But, some say she was beatable. Guardian of the Hive, good morning, brother. Good morning, brother. Just sitting here talking a little bulldog news early in the morning. Salute to you, my brother Vinny. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Appreciate y'all brothers being up in the chat. Appreciate y'all brothers being up in the chat. Just started off talking a little bit about that honey bunch stuff. Like I said, they said she was beatable. The thing I'm talking about with these curves, okay, and a lot of folks, they start dogs too early and they get discouraged from a dog because at 18 months, Honey Bunch was took out and she got her ass whipped at 18 months, but they brought her back to the chain. Brought her back to the chain, And although, that happened, the trait that Honey Bunch possessed that was the greatest was her ability to breed, her ability to breed. Let me see. They say she scratched, she scratched. Honey Bunch was scratching so hard that if the opponent didn't meet her in the middle, she'll break the box down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Vinny. Oh, and another thing I didn't know about Honey Bunch, she bit the referee while they was trying to unfang her in the middle of a show. Bit the referee while they was trying to unfang her. But that wasn't a human aggressive bite, And after her second litter, you know, she was tried. She was tried, and she did good. And thing about Honey Bunch, man, she bred to some great studs out there, man. She bred to a whole bunch of great studs, and Jeep, Champion Charlie. The best litter she had was Jeep, Champion Charlie, and Champion Holly. Out of those three dogs, they went 11-0 with no losses. 11-0 with no losses. Her first litter, they went 10-2. Her first litter of three males, well, actually three males went 10-2. And a lot of people say Charlie was the better of the athletes between him and Jeep, but Jeep, was the better producer. Now, Honey Bunch also had an offspring grand champion We Hunt. Now, We Hunt, he won 2 in 3 weeks. 2 in 3 weeks. That was my style back in the days. 2 in 3 weeks. Grand champion We Hunt. And this is all off Honey Bunch. All off a dog that got her ass whipped for 18 months, which a lot of dog men today would have been, man, you can have this dog if you want him. I don't want him. That dog ain't doing nothing. She a year and a half, she ain't up with a damn curve. Get rid of her. Now, if they would have been thinking like the modern day dog man back then, boy, we wouldn't have had no Honey Bunch stuff. I tell you that. We wouldn't have had the Bully Son stuff. None of that stuff would have been here if the dog man would have been thinking like the modern day dog man. You know what I'm saying? The modern day one. But yeah, man, we talking about a few things. Like I said, this is the 50th year anniversary. 50 years ago, Carolina Classic got busted. Pig picking. 2022, Carolina Classic got busted. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a little research and I put the years together. But hey, that's 50 years. This year, it'll be 50 years. Honey Bunch was young when it happened. Not sure exactly what date, but just roughly estimating, talking 50 years. So, and just imagine how people still talking about the dog had to be a great dog because we talking 50 years later and we talking about Honey Bunch like she was born 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So she had to be a great dog. 50 years later, people still acting like they got a dog bred off Honey Bunch coming out in the yard right now. The way they bred so tight. So she had to be a great dog. Had to be one. Now, we gonna get on the subject of becoming a great breeder. What does it take to become a great breeder? And, just what does it take? Because a lot of the average dog, man, don't last in the dog game 5 years. And I've seen that for myself. Folk come out here, they spend all their money, they jump out trying to grab this, trying to grab that, don't listen to you, have a whole yard full of dogs, without a game plan. All they want to think about is getting something that's gonna win. Don't got a game plan. You gotta have a game plan at the end of the day. If you don't got no game plan, it's all gonna crumble on you. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna crumble on you. The thing is, we wanna start, you wanna start by getting the best dogs you can get. The best puppies or best dogs, whichever one it is, get the best ones you can get, because it might cost you a little more at the beginning or whatever, but you're gonna spend years trying to correct them bullshit dogs you get. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's me or the next person or the next person. If I go out here and buy this bullshit, go out here and spend $10,000 on a bunch of bullshit dogs, that shit might take me 10 years to correct. When I can go spend $10,000 on 2 or 3 good dogs and get my program rolling. Get my program rolling. Cause see, a good breeder, he know how to tell between average dog, a good dog, and a great dog. And he gonna breed accordingly to the program that he trying to do. And your program is your program. Your program ain't your boy program. What your program got doing is what your program doing. You can't try to keep up with the next program. You can't if you want to outdo somebody, outdo yourself. You know what I'm saying? Your the things that you like in a dog is not the same things that another person like in a dog. You might be looking at whole total side of a dog than what somebody else is looking at. And so you can't really judge what you're doing or what they doing. Just try to be the best breeder you can be. Good breeders have their own purposes in the breed, and it's to satisfy themselves. Good breeders leave a legacy when they're gone. You know what I'm saying? From the stuff that they put together. Because if it's good stuff or great stuff, people gonna carry on. You know, and the thing is, if you new into it, you just jumping into it today or yesterday or a week ago. The thing is, you want to do is start where the good breeders left off at. Find you a great breeder, out there amongst all the breeders out here. Find you a great breeder and study them. You know what I'm saying? You know, study the dogs that they got. Don't just go out there and spend all your money on, buying all kind of stuff. Look at this line. Look at that line. Study it. See if it's what you like. Look at the dogs. Check them out. Check more than one dog out. See how different generations of dogs looking when it comes to, that particular line, and see if that's what you want to bring to your table. Because one dog, just one dog. But when he breeds to your dog, or when you get puppies off that, you getting them pedigrees of generations worth of traits and genetics and genes and stuff like that. So, pay attention to all that. You know what I'm saying? And not just the sales pitch that they trying to kick to you. Now you got good breeders and you got master breeders. The master breeders take it to another level. You know what I'm saying? They do things the good breeders ain't gonna do. You know, they produce the top dogs. And not only do the master breeders produce the top dogs, they produce the top dogs for themselves, and they produce the top dogs for the people that's buying dogs from them. They not the ones trying to give you the weak stuff and they keep the top dogs. Them just the breeders. They're the good breeders. They ain't the master breeders, because the master breeder, like I said, he gonna give out the good product for himself and to the public. You know what I'm saying? And to the public. But we all strive to be master breeders out here. We all make mistakes when it comes to this breeding stuff. Nobody's perfect when it comes to breeding. We can only go by what our eyes see, and like I said, we all have different tastes when it comes to these dogs. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these dogs, we all have different tastes, and we all like different things. About like a woman. You know what I'm saying? We all got different tastes. We all got different. We definitely know that. You know what I'm saying? You might call that trash, and another man slob on it. That's treasure right there. You know what I'm saying? Forget what he talking about. But yeah, man. Anyway, with my stock, I got JD Hall. JD Hall, coming down off grandson of Hall, top and the bottom. All right. My main thing is I'm taking a descendant from Mayday, running it back in a tightly bred descendant from Mayday, and I'm taking tightly bred descendant from Big John, and I'm running it together. You know what I'm saying? If you get a dog from me, it's gonna be coming from that cut of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a pure welcome out dog. You know, outside of that, my the Mayday and the Big John, two half brothers that people argue which one was the best in the '90s, which one was the best, Big John the best, Mayday the best. Who knows? They never met each other. You know what I'm saying? But I'm taking two brothers, and crossing that, and that's how I'm running it. My thing is, I'm not saying I'm making better dogs than City Boy Kennels. I'm not making better dogs than Mall Cunt. This how folk do it. They get your dog and try to say they're making a better dogs than you. Now the thing is, I'm trying to make my own strain. Shout out to the brother who had the hog stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to JD Hog, daddy, his kennel, and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make my strain. You know what I'm saying? And from what I know of dogs that I know of, you know what I'm saying, or know about, and with traits that I want to add into my program. You know what I'm saying? It ain't to say, don't shop with the hog kennel, owner shot with Pelican Bay. Nah, I can't. I ain't. That's a great breeder. The man who bred hog up, he a great breeder. I'm not trying to compete with him. I'm trying to compete with myself. I'm trying to produce great dogs myself, and you know what I'm saying, and put them in the system for great dog man. Not the bad dog man, for the great dog man who doing good things with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to have my name all bad out there talking about uh when these dog men get rammed up and saying that you involved with fighting and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just trying to get my situation better without saying I breed better dogs than this man. That man breed great dogs. I breed great dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is at the end of the day when it's coming from the Bay. When it's coming from the Bay. But another thing that slipped by me and y'all ain't tell me about, maybe I should have known already. And this may not be true and it may be true, but from what I hear, Eli and everybody's, be loving their Eli dogs. And maybe if I have brother Boudreaux out there somewhere or something, he might can correct it. But they say Eli, that's the wrong pedigree for Eli. From what I'm reading, we can't go by everything you're reading, but I'm just we talking historical stuff and just to kick the shits and talk. Say that ain't Eli real pedigree, you know. Say this is Eli real pedigree. Off Little Cotton. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how true it is. And regardless of the fact, if he off Little Cotton or if he off, that dog, regardless of the fact he produced great dogs, and all this is just a story to talk about the wonder. So we always talking about paper hanging and papers and dogs and this and that. But shit, them old schoolers, man, they ain't care, boy. If they wanted it, they gonna get it and they gonna put papers on it. It don't matter. So it ain't just y'all young fellas to do it. It ain't just the newer generation. The older ones doing it too. And the thing about it is, it wasn't as much stuff to catch them up in the lies and all that back then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that to catch them up. But far as we know, and all we can go by is what the ADBA got written on their papers, and this is what they got written on their papers right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we can go by. And the rest of the stuff is just, like I say, stories, fictional stuff to talk about. Oh, and don't forget, get your heartworm medicine, man. Don't forget to hit your heartworm medicine up for them heartworms once a month. I'm not. I want to say I gotta look at my CC syringe, but I'll get back to you on another video to tell you the amount. I don't want to give you the wrong amount and you overdose them. You can't give them that much of that stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? You can't give them that much of that stuff. Don't forget your heartworm medicine. And here go another thing right here, that Granulex for wounds and stuff. Your dog get wounds on them real. As soon as they get wounds, you know, you clean it off. Spray some of that stuff on it. It's like peroxide or some type. It foam up almost like a peroxide type thing. Clean the wound, clean all the dirt out the area, and you can do whatever kind of first aid you need to do from that point on. You know, after you get it good and cleaned up. But that Granulex, yeah, that's pretty good right there. Now, let's see here. Let's see here. We're gonna go to Ireland for a few seconds, man. Check out a couple dogs in Ireland. You know, just checking them out, you know. They got one right there named old Uncle Buck, son of Bobby Peru, bred to a double bred grand champion spike bitch. A natural 35er. A natural 35er and said to be a bulldog. Said to be a bulldog. Shout out to all my bulldogs in the building, man. Shout out to all my bulldogs in the building. It's early morning. We early morning getting it on. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna come drop the live last night rather, but some things came up, so I had to go ahead and come with it. Had to go ahead and come with it. But the next dog right here, Grand Champion Barney, another Ireland special. You know, and these dogs are older dogs. These aren't no up-to-date dogs. Well, they might still be living, but it's not from 2023, you know. And this is some of the best of the old Ireland breedings, bred back to some of the best of the Britain breedings on top. Britain breeders on top, Ireland breeders on the bottom. And that's Grand Champion Barney right there. Great looking dog, man. Phenomenal looking dog. Shout out to your Old Smoke in the building. Old Smoke in the building. All my bulldogs in the building, man. From the north to the south to the east to the west. It done got back chilly down here. It's going back and forth on us. One week we can wear shorts. The next week I gotta have on a full-fledged coat. Now, I do want to say this dog right here, I bumped into this dog right here. Cordova's Pinky. Cordova's Pinky. Now, if you go to the third generation of Cordova's Pinky, you'll see Walkmall's a Walkmall breeding of Bud and Brigade's Consuelo. All right. Now I had a little mate to that dog, to that breed. And that dog was only bred one time. The Walkmall's Bud dog was only bred to that breeding right there. And then somebody stole the dog after that, so they weren't ever to make a breeding with that dog again. But I got a litter off that same, I got one off that same litter. His name was Little Bud back then. You know, and that was to this day was one of the hardest scratching dogs I ever seen. You know, took that champion Hickory dog out. You know that I was telling you about. Same one that Bo got hold to. Took that champion Hickory dog out. One of the hardest scratching dogs I seen. That came off of like I said, Brigade's Consuelo, Tombstone Bolio dog. Red Boy Jocko, Tombstone Bolio. And that dog was probably about it looked just like this dog, but it was a little smaller. You know, looked just like that one, but a little bit smaller. And it was Little Bud back in the days. And you know, like I said, one of the hardest scratching ones I ever seen. And the thing about me, you know, everybody different, and I'm not quite sure if it's a part of the rules or not back then. I was never one to get pinned in the corner. You know, I'm never gonna hold my dog until the end, until the very end when it's time to show down. You know what I'm saying? Popcorn Sutton, good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother. Garland Midget, good morning, good morning. I'm never gonna hold my dog in a corner to get pounded on. No, no. If I see you coming, there's no need for me to hold mine. I'm gonna meet you in the middle, unless otherwise directed to. If the referee's not directing me back in them days, the hold mine until yours get there. Then the moment I see your dog take flight, I'm releasing mine. They'll meet in the middle. They'll meet in the middle. Cause I've seen hard scratching dogs. When you hold them other dogs in the corner, the hard scratching will come across so hard. They come across so hard. Not only do they stop sometimes, the other dogs stop. The other dogs start getting a habit to where he want to sling his head around. He'll sling his head around and start to spinning because the dog coming so hard. You know what I'm saying? And he in that corner, folded up in the corner. And eventually that turns to a count, stop. You take the count eventually because your dog gets smart. The dog that's getting pinned in that corner, he gets super smart. He's like, oh, this motherfucker about to come slam me in the corner. So when you let him go, he thinking it's the other dog turn to come. When actuality, it's his turn to come. Now he waiting. He waiting because you done held him. So he waiting and he gonna sit there. He might sit there past the 10. So I never hold mine, or never did rather, back in them days, because we speaking on historical purposes, for historical purposes. Back in them days, I would have never held until, once I see you coming, I don't gotta see you come all the way across. I'm letting mine go. I ain't pushing them, I'm releasing them. Stepping out of the way. I'll meet you in the middle. Cause I done seen it, man. I done seen it. Even if they don't stop, they get a habit to where they come, when they meet your dog in the middle, they spin the head around. They spin the head around. And they don't want to get bit, because the dog pushing so much speed and power when he come to that corner and you hold him. Shout out to you, provocative bully. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to all the bulldoggers in the chat, man. I appreciate it. I know how it is. Early morning, East Coast, 8 o'clock. My folk down south is 7 something. You know what I'm saying? West Coast, man, it's about like what, 4 o'clock? I was gonna go on about 1 or 2 o'clock this morning. I knew my folk on the West Coast would have still been up. You know what I'm saying? But I had to go get me some rest, man. I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I had to get me some rest. But yeah, man, just don't get pinned down in that corner. You know what I'm saying? Don't get pinned down in that corner. Because if it happens, you see your dog change right in your eye, right in front of your eyes. Oh, another thing I want to talk about, man. Another thing I want to talk about, because I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long. I got a video I'm working on. I'm talking and some stuff about the alligator dogs. We're gonna talk about alligator dogs in my next video. So tune in for that. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about heat cycles? You know what I'm saying? You got some females that go, when they go in heat, they stay in heat for a week. You got some females when they go in heat, they stay in heat for a month. You know what I'm saying? You got different heat cycles, and then you just have to pay attention to your dog real, real close. Real close when it comes to that. And when it comes to infertile bitches, some things we got to watch out for that. That's why you got to be careful with certain shots you give a dog, like steroids, certain things like, that's not just the vitamin, other injectables and stuff. You got to be careful. Hormone shots and stuff like that. Them shots that you give a dog to abort puppies when you don't want puppies no more. Them shots to make your dog fertile. Well, she won't have any puppies. You know what I'm saying? She won't have any puppies. And you be wondering why. And you be blaming it on the male dog. Oh, the male dog his sperm count ain't up and all that. But in actuality, your female infertile. You know. Another thing, we got to hit the point of talking about crazy females. You know what I'm saying? How to handle crazy females, because we got females that, when they have the puppies, they just go to massacre, run through the whole litter as soon as they start having them. With them kind of females, you got to take them away from the puppies instantly. You know what I'm saying? You can't even waste no time. You got to be the mama dog. You got to be prepared for it if that's not her first litter. If that's her first litter, you got to react fast if you want to save them puppies. And the thing is, if you know you're about to drop a litter, you probably want to have some some stuff around just in case anything goes wrong, like some milk, some little bottles or something. Get you some goat powder, goat milk or something like that. You want to have the things around just in case something do go down. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you might have a crazy female, but then you might have an unexperienced bitch that's she's showing a little motherly traits, but she's real souped up. She barks when other dogs in the yard is barking. Uh, she don't really pay attention to the puppies when things going on around her. You know, dogs like that, you have to pay attention to the puppies. You gotta when and that's the thing about great breeders. When they know they got a litter that's coming, when they know one about to drop, uh, all kind of stuff stop. Or we ain't going out with the friends tonight. We ain't going to run. We ain't going to run out here and hang out in the hood. Or we ain't going out here to go to dinner this place. We got to make sure this puppies drop. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure everything right, everything come out healthy, and you have the litter that you looking for. Street Rossi, shout out to you this morning, my brother. Shout out to you this morning, my brother. Mr. Street Rossi said, when it comes to the American Pit Bull Terrier, have you ever heard of a bloodline called Midnight Cowboy? I ran into an older guy. He said that's an old bloodline. Yeah, I had a couple dogs off of Midnight Cowboy stuff back in the days, and when I was dealing with Crossroad, he had that Midnight Cowboy stuff. I had one off the Midnight Cowboy stuff. It was a female I had. To this day, she was the hardest shaking female that I ever seen. Like I said, she'll shake your dog one way and go back to shaking the other way, and your dog's body still flying the other way. But the thing about her was she'll stop instantly, like after like maybe I'm gonna say about 20 minutes or something like that. She'll just stop. She'll stop on top, and she had a hellified shape, but she'll stop on top. And I'm not gonna blame that on the Midnight Cowboy stuff. I'm gonna blame that on, what I'm saying, you know, just that dog in general. You know what I'm saying? And but me myself, I like that Midnight Cowboy stuff because that's the shit I used to beat up on. You know what I'm saying? The Midnight Cowboy. I love the Frisco dogs. And when I say this stuff, man, you gotta know I don't mean no harm by heart. There's only competitive side talking in me. When I say I love the Chinaman dogs, the Frisco dogs, because they make my pockets fat. You know what I'm saying? Them dogs like that, Eli Chinaman, Midnight Cowboy. Oh yeah, I love them. Go ahead, breed them up, breed your ass off with them dogs. Bring them on, bring them on. Back in my days, you know. And like I said, this is a joke. Don't take it seriously, but take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, yeah, Midnight Cowboy bloodline, man. That's a whole bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Great dogs out there. Some good dog man, great dog man that got great dogs off of the Midnight Cowboy stuff. And if you're interested in it, I'll do a show on it in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I got the alligator stuff coming next. We talking about the alligator dogs. You know, but the Midnight Cowboy, shit, I would have loved to run into some of that. Because I ain't seen none of that on my side that was shutting shit down. But my side is just one piece of the side of this big old world. You got people with the Midnight Cowboy dogs everywhere, and they probably doing good out there. You know what I'm saying? They probably doing good. But yeah, man, we back to them puppies. You got a female that's she bad with them. We got some females that eat the puppies. You go pay attention to their stool. You see hair all in the stool and stuff like that. You gotta take them puppies away if they gonna be in harm's way. And all the time they try to say it's the inbreeding, too tight of the inbreeding, or the dog is too crazy. The dog a grand champion, so she gonna kill all the puppies, and that ain't true because a dog can be 20-time winner, but her motherly instincts kick in when she have puppies. It has nothing to do with her record. You know what I'm saying? Her motherly instincts kick in. You know what I'm saying? And if she might just be a bad mama dog, might just be a bad mama dog. Now I also seen mama dogs that take care of their puppies, take care of them great. When they get about 3 weeks old, when they get about 4 weeks old, they start growling at each other. They start fighting each other. Mama dog go to killing puppies. Them the ones you gotta, that's better on for you because you could let the dog stay on the mama till they get 3 weeks old. And then when you take them, the mother away, they pretty much old enough for you to handle. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta pay attention and know your female and know how she gonna act around the puppies. Cause like I said, I had one of those. And she'll wait. Puppies get 3 or 4 weeks old. They start growling. You better not be gone. You better not be going to the grocery store when the little fight break out. Cause mama dog gonna finish the fight. And when she finish, there ain't gonna be nothing left. You gonna come back in there, you gonna think somebody stole your puppies. You might see some blood in there. You might see some blood, but she be done killed them and ate them. You know? And it's different ways to handle all this stuff. I heard guys talk about taking a mama dog and, you know, screwing a collar to a piece of plywood, making the collar where it's stuck to the plywood, lay the mama dog down, strap the collar to her while she laying on the plywood. She can't move. Same way you do it is in a breeding stand. You know what I'm saying? Same way you do it is in a breeding stand, but you laying her down on the plywood. She can't get up off the plywood. Her head strapped down, and you just hold her down right there and let the puppies feed. And that's if she a crazy female. Them crazy ones, they gotta take all kind of measures with them crazy dogs, man. Two things I hate. Two things I hate is a crazy mama dog and a male dog that I can't breed. You know, I love him if he throwing off the great dogs. We all gonna love that. But a male dog I can't breed, I hate it. And I hate a female that won't take care of her puppies. Cause you won't take care of your puppies, I ain't really got no purpose for you. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, I can't go 2 or 3 years and 4 years and I only got one puppy because you done killed every damn litter. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, it ain't worth it to keep you no more. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it to keep you no more. Period. Period. But we just have to pay attention to them females, man. If you gotta separate them, separate them. You gotta take the mama away and full time take her away. Do whatever you gotta do. But just make sure you do it, on the end that's gonna benefit them puppies. All right, we got a little more people in the building now. Don't forget and go ahead and hit that like button up. Go ahead and hit that like button up before you get up out of here. Hit it up. You know what I'm saying? I started off talking about the 50-year anniversary. 50-year anniversary, because 50 years ago, at the Carolina Classic, the picking in South Carolina, they had a pig picking. Honey Bunch was tooken in a dog raid. They had a dog raid at the cookout. Honey Bunch and Rascal was tooken. The boys had connects where they got Rascal and Honey Bunch back. And like I said at the beginning, if them boys wouldn't have got Rascal and Honey Bunch back, do you see how that would have changed the dog game? This dog game we got today would have been way different as far as the bloodlines that we running. And that goes back to the first thing I was saying is, the Honey Bunch got her ass kicked at 18 months, but she wasn't ready yet. So all y'all dog men that be rushing them dogs, slamming them, doing this and doing that at 10 months old, ready to pass them off to your partner because he ain't doing what you want to at 10 months old. Honey Bunch was 18 months old. Got her ass whipped. But yeah, 50 years later, we still bragging about that same dog. 50 years later, we bragging about Bully Son. And he was a damn cur. A damn cur that produced champions, produced the greatest dogs in dog history. Some of the greatest dogs in dog history. A damn cur. A dog that want to jump out the box. And we crack on them dogs today. We put them dogs down today. The boy saved that damn cur and gave us a generation full of curs, if you want to say that. But nah, we all got great dogs. And my point is that because a dog cur out, that don't mean that dog is not giving you everything he got. Because that dog might have something to give you that he can't show you in that box. He can't show you in that ring or when he's in action. What he has to offer the world is coming from between his legs. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta take your chances with certain dogs. I done seen dog man walk out of these boxes and, man, don't kill that dog, man. Let him hold him. I'm taking him home, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them dog men, because them dog men got a vision. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hunt Down Kennels out there, man. Shout Shout out to Hunt Down Alpha Dog, man. My boy Garland out there. Shout out to everybody, man. You know, a lot of dog men can see things a lot of other dog men can't see. You know what I'm saying? They can't see them. They only visualize in one thing. Can I get this win off right now? And when you look, you already know they ain't even got the dog 100%. That dog not 100%. When you seen him when he came in there, you know he wasn't 100%. You know, and when he lost, you probably seen some of the reason why he lost. You know what I'm saying? And you probably know if you get them puppies and raise them puppies, get his genetics and raise them puppies up your way, that you could bring something out that man couldn't bring out. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them dog men that that saved. There's a whole lot of dog men out there that saved some curs' lives out there. Man, that was a damn cur. That was a cur. And 2023, if a man take a cur and bring him back out, and he do good things with him, he gonna get flack. He gonna get all kind of hell because, man, that dog a cur. That dog done stopped 3 times. That dog done jumped the box. This and that, this and that. But the dog that's in everybody pedigrees jumped the box. The dog that's in everybody pedigrees, including mine, curved out, jumped the box, got their ass whipped, and we still got them. Still got them. But hey, it's a different dog game, man. Them boys back then had a different mind frame. We all the same people, you know what I'm saying? But we looking at the game different. For one, the laws are different. You know, we can't do the same thing. Like I said before, them guys back then, they was able to do things that we nowadays would never be able to do. So laws different, everything different, you know what I'm saying? And we just have to sit back and read and admire how those guys took chances. Those guys were patient. Like I said, they had a vision and they made it happen. You know what I'm saying? They made it happen. Dogs lost one, went back to become grand champions, come back to win champions. Those guys didn't give up on the dogs quite the way we give up on them these days. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do it. You know, shout out to all my bulldoggers out there, man. Shout out to all my bulldoggers out there from the east to the north to the south to the west. Okay, now to my brother that was asking me about Little Country the other day. You know, when I started talking about certain dogs I had, I started remembering things. But I forgot to tell you about this part. Little Country, not only was he blind, you know, he could not travel. When I got him, I had to put him to sleep to take him home. You know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't travel. He wouldn't travel. I tried to sit in the car with him. Soon as I had him in my arms. I sat in the back seat. I had him in my arms. Soon as he sat in the car and my back hit the back of that seat, his nose touched the seat. That dog went berserk. He started shaking the seat, started grabbing the back of the seat, the bottom of the seat, the floor. Man, I had to pull that dog out before he ripped the whole car up. You know what I'm saying? Ripped my partner car. And, I had to give him a couple cc's of that thing to make him at ease, you know what I'm saying? So I got him in my arms. We driving home, he asleep. By the time I get home, this joker starting to wake up. He's starting to wake up. I'm starting to get nervous now because he ain't no human biter. But one thing he can't see, and now that car make him go crazy. Not the car driving, but just anything that touches his nose. If it's not a human being, he grabbing it. You know what I'm saying? So when he just smelling the car seat, once he smell it, he gonna start locking on the car seat. So he started waking up. But good thing was I got him home. He was still drowsy. I got him home, put him on the chain, and everything was all good. But that was a crazy joker there, man. He was one that he wouldn't like. He wasn't a bad keep because he wasn't hard to keep. It's just breeding him. He couldn't, you had to AI him all the time. And a lot of people got an AI breeding. And I learned how to AI breed dealing with Little Country. Because I wasn't really into AI breeding or didn't really know how to do it like that before then. But when I got Little Country, I learned how to AI breed, and it's all about trial and error. Like this whole dog game. I can ask you how to do it. You could tell me how to do it. Give me the blueprint on how to do it. Write it on paper how to do it. But until I go out there and grab that dog by his thing, start jerking him, and hold it the right way and see how you do it, and then take that sperm and put it in that girl dog, and then you got to take your hand and maneuver all in the girl dog and make her grip on your fingers, You know what I'm saying? Like, almost like you playing with a woman. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all that for some dogs that folk want for $500. Oh, shit, me. I got to do all that. And you say I can't charge you. Why did we charge you $10,000 for what I got to do to get this little? I ain't gonna lie to you. Thank the Lord, they got the new device out to do the AI breeding and stuff with. But to the brothers that like to stick with the old school way, shit, man, you gotta stick your hand up in one and you gotta grip the other one. You know what I'm saying? And folk who don't understand about dogs or are not in dogs, boy, you can't let them see that kind of stuff because they just go berserk. They go berserk when they see all that kind of stuff, man. Only real dog men, could be around me when I'm doing anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hate having them kind of dogs. But if they're a good dog and they throwing off great dogs, it is what it is. It is what it is. Here go a little picture of Richard Stratton with LT Ray or L Titra, however you say it. Picture of him. Picture of me with old JD. Old Honey Bunch. 1975. 1975, I was 4 years in the making. 4 years in the making. I wasn't here yet. 4 years later, I would have been, though. 1975. Remember when a lot of y'all dog was at 1975 to my older brothers that was out there. You might not have been bulldogging or whatever you was doing. Just go back to 1975 and just think what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? Long time ago, boy. Long time ago. We still pumping and keeping it kicking with a dog from 1975, my brothers. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know that was a great dog, Champion Honey Bunch. Great dog, man. But like I say, I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long, man. Oh, another thing I want to say, man. Boy, we got some ignorant dog people out here in this world today. You know what I'm saying? All right. Somebody asked me about a bulldog. So, my only thing was that person that I know had bulldogs. I'm gonna try to hit up Master of All Frauds. I'm gonna try to hit up Master of All Frauds because this folk want a bulldog. This dude text me and say, why I keep texting him? I'm not texting him. Why I keep texting him? I text that brother one time in the past last year to see how he was doing or something like that. Just to check up on him. That brother, and I see why them boys be on that dude neck so bad. I see why them boys don't hold up on that boy. They don't let go up on him. That boy is ignorant, man. He's not I'm starting to think that all that dog stuff that he's showing on the videos is a facade. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even convinced. I'm convinced that he might be just getting information from these dog groups, from different dog men and turning it in. You know what I'm saying? And turning it in because the dude is just his mind ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? His mind not right. And from what I seen, he calling ADBA, like ADBA, Miss Patty, if you listening to me, listen to me when I'm telling you. Listen when I'm telling you. Y'all need to blackball Master of All Bulldogs, the dude they call Kwame, blackball him from the game. He call y'all on y'all phone. He have y'all live on y'all phone. He playing games talking about registering this kind of pit bull, registering that kind of pit bull on live with y'all while he's on live. You know what I'm saying? But then if you call his phone to spend thousands of dollars on one of these bulldogs that he's showing, he can't produce them. He can't hold a decent conversation to even sell a dog for $10,000, let alone sell a dog for $10,000 with no papers, let alone sell a dog for $10,000 that's mixed with 4 or 5 different dogs. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I understand why certain people in certain predicaments when it comes to these dogs, I understand why them boys ain't letting their foot off his neck. You know what I'm saying? He don't deserve to have his foot off his neck. You know what I'm saying? He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. But like I say, man, I ain't gonna stay on that sucker too long. I just had to put that out there because he could have had a couple thousand in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know that I be telling a lot of bulldogs out there. I be speaking my opinion. I be like, kind of lighten up on a brother. You know what I'm saying? Lighten up on him a little bit, man. I see why them boys ain't lighting up on him, man. He's a clown. You know what I'm saying? He's too old to be having nothing to offer for the dog game. You know what I'm saying? You telling me this bulldog stuff, but when we call to acquire one of these top dollar bulldogs, we can't get it. So like I say, ADBA, stop dealing with that dude. Stop dealing with him. If somebody call you about your papers, they calling you about your papers. When you hear somebody calling talking about a registry and all that stuff, that's him. That's him. Blackball that dude, man. He's a rotten apple for the dog game. You know what I'm saying? You don't got nothing to sell. You don't got nothing verbally to offer. So what the hell is your purpose? Just to get on YouTube? You don't got no trolling ability. He don't got no trolling ability. He can't crack. You get on your YouTube, you can't keep your mouth still, looking like you on crack all day long. And shout out to my brothers bulldogging on that dope. They're smoking that dope, because I fuck with everybody. I rock with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna rock with, like I say, folk that ain't got no sense out here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. And like I say, I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long. I'm just gonna give you that bulldog news where I gotta give it to you. And instead of me, because he wanted this dude said why I'm texting him, and then he called me back, right? And when he called me back, the first thing I'm thinking is when I pick up the phone is talking like a man, logical, with some sense. You know what I'm saying? 2023. He get on the phone sounding like he trying to record me doing something. I said, ain't this about a B? Ain't this about a B? How ignorant is this? How ignorant is this, man? Like I say, man, don't waste your time. I ain't gonna waste my time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my brothers I told, like I said before, to keep me on track. I ain't getting off track. I'm just telling you what I did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste your time on that, brother. Don't waste your time buying no dogs from him. You know what I'm saying? We give everybody the benefit of the doubt at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, truth is the truth. I'm gonna give you the truth right now. Them dogs you showing pictures of don't look worth a fuck. They don't look worth a nothing. You say they bulldogs, but I know people with bulldogs, real bulldogs, American bulldogs, black bulldogs, white bulldogs, real American bulldogs, English bulldogs. You don't got a bulldog to look like none of the bulldogs that's out. You ain't got one bulldog in your yard that look like a full-blooded pit bull, that look like a full-blooded English bulldog, that look like a full-blooded American bulldog, that look like a full-blooded band dog, that look like a full-blooded old bulldoggy. But what kind of bulldog is that you got? But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. These folk out here tripping, you know what I'm saying? These folk out here tripping. I'm just getting up early this morning, getting that bulldog news. I'm trying to rock for the first hour, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wanted to give it to you last night, but I couldn't give it to you because I had some things going on. You know what I'm saying? And like I said about my dog JD, the line I'm running, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy City Boy Kennel for placing a dog like this in my hands. You know what I'm saying? Placing one like this in my hand, because I'm like, it's real. I know what to do with that. I know what to do with that hammer and that heat when I get it. You know what I'm saying? I know what to do with it. I ain't gonna play with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna play with it. It is what it is. And I'm gonna take that Mayday descendant and I'm gonna breed it back to them Big John descendants. And I'm gonna do what them guys who had too much pride to back in them days couldn't do. Because Crossroad should have bred that fatty stuff with that Big John stuff. And they would have had dogs that would have been talked about for the next 60 or 70 years. I'm talking about direct dogs off of Fatty when Fatty was on Crossroad Yard. Not all this damn sperm breeding shit. You know what I'm saying? Not all this sperm breeding stuff. You know, shout out to Nick Hooks out there, Mac Netherland. We ain't talking about the sperm breeding. We talking about when people got too much pride to make them great breedings back in the days. Oh, Crossroad would have bred Fatty to one of them pure Big John females, or opposite Big John male to a Fatty female. Man, I guarantee you the dogs off that would have been unstoppable. Unstoppable machines, you know. But hey, that's what pride gets you. That's what I want to have the best. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to create and elevate with some more good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna learn from y'all mistakes. Like I told y'all, I tell all my brothers all the time. We don't gotta make the mistakes to learn. I'm gonna learn from their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? They had too much pride. Damn, if I got too much pride, me myself, I ain't got. If I want it, I'm gonna ask you for it. If I ain't got it and I need it, I'm gonna ask you for it. Pride ain't gonna keep me from eating. I know the person who don't speak is the person, like I say, like they say, the one who don't sit quiet at the table, he ain't eating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna mix the two brothers up and show you what you get. Although a lot of good dog men done made a lot of crosses like that already in the past, and this ain't to say none of those breeders weren't great. A lot of those breeders were great, but this is just what I'm starting. I ain't no better than y'all, but this is what I'm starting. Like I said, for my stock, you know what I'm saying? Descended from Mayday, a little bit of Boomer in it, and a descendant from Big John with a little bit of love in it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm going to do it. PBK9s. PBK9s. Shout out to all my doggers in that chat, man. I ain't been keeping up with y'all. I've been trying to, give it to you. But appreciate y'all brothers up in there, man. I appreciate y'all brothers up in there. And y'all remember, man, you got to always stay safe, always stay legal, because you got haters every day. You know what I'm saying? Even with these dog channels, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at a lot of these YouTubers. You got to be careful now. I be holding it on Facebook, giving Facebook hell, but you got to be careful. And when I say YouTube with dog man, I'm not talking about the big, necessarily like no big YouTubers. I'm talking about from the person who got 1 subscribers to the person who got 100,000 subscribers. You gotta watch these YouTubers because they will call the police on you. Talking about you fighting, talking about this, talking about that, stuff that they don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Stuff they don't know about and assume. You know what I'm saying? I had one dog man that tell me when the police was taking his dogs, whoever snitched on them, they gave him the wrong information because the information that they snitched gave him, he didn't see none of that when he got to the yard. Oh, it's supposed to be some dead dogs over here. It's supposed to be some scratched up dogs over here. Or it's going to be treadmills over here. Or it's going to be this over here. Or it's going to be that over here. But when you get there, you see nothing but a legal program, a legit program. You know what I'm saying? And none of the stuff you seen. The man said out his own mouth. Shit, this ain't none of the stuff that we was told that was over here. I mean, this from the stuff that you got here, we wouldn't have bothered your dogs. But we already here now. So we got to go ahead and take them. We already here now. We already waste manpower. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go ahead and take them. But folks sit back, man, don't even know you. They'll see me with JD. I'm just use myself as an example. They'll start hating, say, oh man, he got 50 dogs over there. He got 100 dogs over there. He talking about hunting dogs, but really he fighting dogs over there on the low. You gotta he talking in codes and all that. This and that and this and that, blah blah blah. Send them to my house, and I ain't got but damn one dog. And like I tell you before, I believe in it heavy. I believe in the one-man dog system. Myself, cause I done seen it work. I done seen it happen. The one-man dog system is just as powerful, just as great when it comes to performance as that 100-man dog system. Now breeding, we know that's a whole other level. But we're talking about performance. The one-man dog system can shut the 100 man's dog system all the way completely down to where he can't make no noise. That one dog will run through every single thing on the property, on the soil. And it goes down like that. And a lot of times, if there's a big kennel that's on the bottom side, that big kennel will keep that smaller man hidden. Keep him hidden. We don't need that to get out. We don't need that to get out. Keep him over there. I need to sell these dogs right here. These boys got to buy these damn curs. You know what I'm saying? I can't let them know it. And then 20 years later, the word come out. The word get out. Or what happened? It happened every day, man. It happened every day. Happens every day. Just like I say about Eli. They say Eli off this, Eli off that. Who knows? ADBA got Eli off of Mr. Floyd, Eli dog. The way he got him bred. That's what ADBA got. But no, old schoolers say that he off Little Cotton. So I mean, they say hog off Copper, not War Pony. So hell, who knows? Who gives a dang? You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say it's all about the dog that's in front of you. At the end of the day, we got them papers that let them know that's our car title. This car ain't stolen. You know what I'm saying? We got to really break it down and just look at it like that to the simple point. This car ain't stolen. I'm the owner of this. You know what I'm saying? But this title can't get me to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? This title can't get me to Florida to holler at my boys. You know what I'm saying? This title can't get me to go up there to New York to holler at my dog. My dog is up there in New York. You know, this title just to show that I'm the owner of this dog or this car, you know. But that car performance is what's gonna get me across the world. That car driving with that water dripping out the gas tank, out the tailpipe, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna get me from South Carolina to California. You take that road trip, riding smooth, coasting across the country. You know, the performance of that dog, that paper ain't gonna do you a bit of good outside of telling you that you really do got a Cadillac. That is a Cadillac produced on a Cadillac lot. You know, that was produced by Cadillac. That was produced by Mercedes. That was produced by BMW. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's going to tell you. But is that BMW a lemon? Is that Beamer or Benz a lemon? It can't tell you that part. It can only tell you where it came from, what it's supposed to be. You know? But, you know, it is what it is, man. And like I say, I ain't going to keep y'all here too long. Appreciate y'all for tuning in with me. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Rooted Kennels, shout out to you before I get up out of here. Shout out to all my Bulldoggers. You know, hope y'all have a good day. Like I say, y'all stay legal out there, stay safe out there. And remember, PBK9s, Bulldogging for life. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, just everything on this video is for historical purposes. Everything that we talk about, if it sounds like it's coming from an illegal standpoint, we talking about it from back in the days. I got a book right here in front of me that I'm reading on one side. It's my history book. Like I said, I got my Collier's encyclopedia on one side for my encyclopedias. And I see a whole bunch of hard stuff in here, talking about killing, talking about this, talking about all kind of harsh stuff. And then on the other side, I got my game dog book. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm reading my game dog stories out of. So to me, one book ain't no better than the other. I can go in one book and get you some pit bull stories out the encyclopedia. And I can go in another book and get you other pit bull stories. I ain't write them. I'm just reading them. You know what I'm saying? End of the day. Y'all have a good day, man. PBK9s, and I'm out.